welcome to another video with me, John, a retro tech guy. Well, this is my lovely bread bin Commodore 64, and here it is with the matching 1541 disk drive. Somewhat yellowed, but both overall in good shape. But something is missing. The Commodore is of course pretty useless without some kind of screen or monitor to plug it into. And the dream setup would of course be the 1701 monitor from Commodore, seen here somewhere. But these monitors usually sell for way too much money these days, and even if I did pay for one, I would struggle finding a place for it. Well, please ignore the fact that I recently actually ended up with a Apple portrait display. The fact is I don't actually have place for it long term, and it will have to find a new home soon. I won't part with it though until after some show and tell on this channel, so stay tuned for future videos. Anyway, this is my current monitor situation for my 8-bit machines, a 13.5 inch Philips TV with good ratio and a bunch of convenient inputs. It sits flat on the wall and doesn't take up much space, which is good considering my retro hangout here is about 170 times 120 centimeters. I bought it secondhand, and it's really the way to go if you want to save space and money. Of course, you could get an old CRT TV for a more authentic experience, but at this point in time they're not exactly free, and you would still have the space issue. If you want to save even more space, the obvious choice is to get a scan converter and hook up your retro computers to your modern computer monitor. Doing this will set you back a considerable sum of money though, but if money is not an issue, you can, for example, buy the open source scan converter for about 130 euros plus, together with the Uyu transcoder for another 100 euros plus, and connect the old machines to an HDMI monitor. I'll put the links in the video description. Do let me know though if there are cheaper alternatives out there that you know of. This TV actually came with this stand, which I thought was neat, as I can bring it with me along with the C64 if I go to friends and to conventions. But what annoys me is that though the C64 is very light and portable computer, even this flat Philips TV is quite cumbersome to take around. And so are there any good portable alternatives to screens? This is what I thought we might look at today. First out is actually a reiteration of my first video on this channel, a silent video involving Windows Vista and this bad boy, an HP EliteBook 2530p. But let's take a look. And so I'm actually going to have to use the footage that I took then, because I have given away or sold a cable that I actually need to show this off. So you see this dongle here, this is the dongle that I used, and I still have this dongle, a Base Tech dongle that I found in a secondhand shop, I think, or I bought it cheap on eBay. And the newest system that I actually got this working on was Windows Vista. It didn't work on Windows 7 or 11, Windows 7 or 10, but on Windows Vista. And as you can see, it has a composite and an S-video input, this dongle, and I actually had a Commodore to S-video cable that worked with this. The Commodore to composite turns out does not work in this dongle. So here I am then on a previous occasion, having connected the Commodore to Windows Vista, and it's running in VLC Player, where the dongle is the input device. And yeah, as you can see there, when I hit the return button, it did respond pretty quickly. And so this could be an alternative. You bring the Commodore and an old laptop with you, and you can get a good screen. It would be interesting to see how one could play games, though, how responsive that would be. But if anyone wants to try out, then please let me know how it works. So here we are ready for the next setup, and this involves this little thing. I found in a second-hand shop this little portable DVD player, and I think originally it's meant to go maybe in a car or something. There are some mounting points here, but it does have a little stand that flips out and that is actually adjustable. So let's plug this into the Commodore and see if it works. So I'm using the usual audio cable. I mean the usual video and audio cable from the Commodore, but then I had one of these little optical in cables from an old digital camera, I think, that actually plugs into the screen here, optical in, and of course this is the audio, works as well. And because of this little leg that extends in the back here, we can actually have it like this and put it on top of the Commodore like this. Looks rather neat, I think. Right, I found a 12-volt charger randomly in the second-hand shop as well, and with these then we should be able to power this thing. Let me see. Yeah, it's turning on. Right, and although I do have the disk drive for the Commodore, as you saw, I usually use this tape cart. I also have tape drives, of course, but I use this tape cart with a SD card inside of it, and with this one can easily access, put loads of files from your modern computer onto the SD card, and then play them on the Commodore, and just plugs right into the cassette port. And let's turn on the Commodore. It's funny how the DVD player ejects the sledge here every time you turn it on. Alright, so let's switch to the input mode, and here we go. Look at that. So here's a little a tiny little screen then to bring with you if you want to go really portable. And yeah, let's just have a look at a game, maybe see if it's usable. As you can see, it's extremely small on the screen. Let's zoom in a bit and have a look at it's a small screen as it is, and of course everything isn't visible, isn't super clearly visible, and only a small part of the screen is actually taken up. But let's start a game. Load. So you just enter load just as you would with a normal tape drive, and return, and then the tape drive is found, and tape card is found pretty quickly. Yeah, found browser program. Very good. Press play on tape. Just wait. And yeah, here is my browser, and I put a few games on here. Let's play this one. This is Pac-Man, and I have my joystick connected. Press F1. Getting ready. And go. And there's no sound. Did I connect it in the wrong port? Or am I just not... Oops, I was wrong. Audio in, out. So after some testing, first I thought maybe did something happen to the SID chip? Is that why the sound isn't working? So I plugged this into my normal monitor, the one I showed you before, the Philips, and it worked. And I actually have two of these. I brought out the other one. I bought them at the same time, and I thought maybe the sound doesn't work on the first one, but it did. I mean, the sound didn't work on any of them, so I figured it was the cable. And yeah, so I exchanged the cable, the audio cable, and I just have one of these connectors. So just the red is connected, not the yellow. Sorry, not the white. But yeah, so now the sound is actually working. So let's try it with sound. Although I think let's see if we can adjust the screen a bit. I think if one lowers the brightness a bit, actually makes everything slightly more clear, a bit more color and less brightness. Oh yeah, and he can change the ratio as well. 16:9. Or this is a more retro ratio, of course, but everything gets very small. But let's try that for a game. I can raise the volume here on the side. Put it down when I was talking, but yeah, here we go. Let's have a look. See if one can actually play this screen size. I'm not very good at computer games. I find that most retro enthusiasts are, but yeah, I'm not so good. I didn't play a lot of games actually in my youth. We had a Macintosh SE, maybe that was part of it. Yeah, no, this is playable. All right, for the next level, let's change the aspect ratio. Oh, I have to hurry. There we go. Yeah, well, of course, more is on the screen, but I don't know what I prefer. I think the other one is probably... No, this is probably preferable, actually. This. Yay, next level. Yeah, so let me zoom in a bit, although I'm probably going to die zooming in. Yep, I died. Well, there you have it. Two different ways of having sort of portable screens with your Commodore 64, or of course any 8-bit machine. I could connect this to my Apple IIc or my VIC-20 as well, and yeah, maybe I'll post a picture of a setup with one of the screens on the 64 and one of the on the Apple II. That would be pretty cool. Right, so if you enjoy this kind of thing, stay tuned and subscribe for more videos coming up. And if you like this one, please press that thumbs up button, and I'll see you around soon. Bye!